Hello everyone, this is Di from Daigo Crochet and Crafts. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a corner to corner or C2C baby blanket. A while back, several months ago, I did a video on how to do a corner to corner small square. It was just a small square. But today I wanted to show you how I did the corners. I mean the baby blanket. Basically, I have my scissors. I have this acrylic. I think this is the Red Heart Super Saver. It's a medium 4. Of course, you can use any yarn. You can use any crochet hook. I'm going to be using my 6mm, which is a J hook, to do this. Depending on what size yarn you use and what size crochet hook, it'll determine what your end result will be for your baby blanket. Let me just move that out of the way. Okay, now as with anything, where it says where you're going to be using chains, okay, you have to start with a slip knot. And the best way that I can do this is to show you. I know there's other methods to use a slip knot, or how to do a slip knot, and you can watch other videos as well. But basically, just put your yarn like this, and then just flip it over like this. Okay, see where this yarn is on top of this right here. Okay, and then just you can just hold this down right here, and then grab this and fold it over. Okay, see? And then you just pick the center up and then pull. And of course, then you can put your crochet hook in there. Okay, so that's one way of doing a slip knot. There's another way that you can do it, which, you can just wrap your yarn twice around these two fingers, which would be this way, and then bring it again, but cross it this way, and then hold it down. Grab your hook, bring it under the first one, and then grab this, bring it over, and then you just hold it like this so it won't get away from you, and just let it go. And then you just pull. You pull this, the bottom, the tail end. Okay, so that's another method to do your slip knots. Like I said, there's several ways. So you just have to go in there and look at all the tutorials there are on different methods of doing slip knots, and then practice to where you can get to where the one you like that works best for you. Okay, now with the corner to corner, it's always going to start with a chain of 6. Okay, so once you have your hook here in the slip knot, you just chain 6. So you start. Oops. Oh, come on. That's the thing. Don't pull too tight. It got away from me. Okay, so let me do this again. Now I'm going to do the slip knot the way I normally do it, which I just put my 3 fingers right here, hold the yarn down, and then just hold the yarn from here, and then I just put my 2 fingers like this, spread it, and then just like this, grab it, and that's how I do my slip knot. Okay. Now I'm trying to not look at my hands and look at the camera because I'm using my cell phone to do this. Okay, so let's start. 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here's your 6. And then you always count down 4, which you start right here. Don't count this one. That doesn't count. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 4th chain from the hook, you're going to do a double crochet. Okay, so we're going to be using double crochets. Okay, so you do your double crochet in there. Oops, yarn over, pull 2 through 2, and then yarn over and then pull through 2. And this is actually your second double crochet, because the first one where we skip where we do we skip 3 and then put the double crochet in that 4th chain, this counts as your first double crochet, and then this is your second double crochet. You're going to do 2 more, so you should have 2 chains left. So you're going to do another double crochet in here. Okay, and you're going to do 1 more double crochet. Okay, so that's going to be a total of 4 double crochets, and this is considered your first block of 4 double crochets. Oops. right here. 4 double crochets. Okay, now that's row 1. Row 2, you're going to do 2 blocks. So remember, when you're going to start a block, it's always going to be 6 chains. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And again, count 4 chains from your hook. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Or because you're always going to have 6 chains, you can just count 2 up. So it's 1, 2. See, 1, 2, and then this is going to be your 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, you're going to do double crochet in that 4th chain. And then you have 2 more chains, which is this one and this one. So here you're going to do your next double. And I always hold this right here because I don't like for it to slip out. Okay, so there's your next double and 1 more. Now if you notice, the first block is facing down. See, it's facing down. Okay, so what you want to do is flip it up. So now it's facing up. And then this space right here, you're going to slip stitch. So you pull that through there and then slip stitch. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to count up 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And you're going to put that counts as your first double. You're going to put 3 more double crochets. Okay, and then this is your 3rd double crochet. Oops. Excuse me. I need to pull out some more yarn. Excuse me, goodness. Okay, and let's see, we have 3. We need to do 1 more. And there's your 4. Okay, now if you look at it now, this is your first row, which is your first block. Second row has 2 blocks. The third row is going to have 3 blocks, and so on. Okay, so now we're going to start a new row. Okay, this is your 3rd row. This is the first block of your 3rd row. And again, we're going to do 6 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, on the 4th chain from the hook, I always cover these 2 right here because I know this is 4. Excuse me, I do apologize. My goodness. Wouldn't you know it, I would get a coughing fit right when I start a tutorial. Okay, so that was 2. I'm going to put another double right here. That makes it your 3rd. You're going to have 1 more chain, which is this one right here. And this is going to be your 4. Okay, and again, remember, see these right here, they're facing down. You're going to pull them up. And in this space right here, you're going to slip stitch. And this begins the 2nd block of your 3rd row. And again, you're always going to do, only on the first block, you're going to chain 6, but on your other blocks, you're going to just chain 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put 3 more doubles. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and on this block right here, this space right here at the end, that's where you're going to do your slip stitch. Slip stitch. And this is going to be your 3rd block. Remember, you're going to only chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to do 3 more doubles in here. 1, 2, and 3. And that's your third block of the third row. And if you put this down, see, here's your first block with your first row with 1 block, first row, and then your second row with 2 blocks, and then your third row with 3 blocks. Okay, I know it looks a little wonky right now, but it'll straighten itself out as you go. Okay, now, remember, we're going to start another row, and this is going to have 4 blocks. Okay, so to start your block, you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the 4th chain from your hook, you're going to do your double crochet, which counts as your second, because this right here counts as your first. So you double crochet into that 4th chain. Okay, that's second, excuse me, that's your second double. Now you're going to do your third double crochet. And then your third. And that makes a total of 4. And try not to do it too tight, because then it'll just start curling up on you. Okay, see how it automatically starts to point? It points down when you start one row. These point down. So remember, you're going to flip it so it'll point up. And then into this space right here, you're going to slip stitch. And to start your second block of the third row. Wait a minute, this is the 4th row, because we already did 3, now we're going to do 4. Okay, so when you start a block, you chain 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. Only at the very beginning you're going to do 6, but then after that you're going to do 3. I hope that doesn't sound too confusing. Okay, now we're going to do 3 more doubles in here. Okay, this is your third double. Oops. And then your 4th double. Okay, we're going to do our next block. Again, we're going to go to this space right here. You're going to slip stitch, chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 more doubles in this space. That's 1, 2, 3. And in this last block here, this space right here, again, we're going to slip stitch, chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then do 3 more doubles in that space. 1, oops, 2, let me grab some more yarn. Okay, excuse me. And then 3, which is your 4th double. Okay. Now what you'll see is that you have 4 peaks. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you know that's 4. So it's actually you have 4 here and 4 here. So this is 4 going this way and then 4 going this way. Okay. Now we're going to start row 5, because we have 4 blocks right here. So we're going to do row 5, which is going to have 5 blocks. Okay. Now, being that this is a baby blanket, depending on how many blocks you make will determine the width and the height of your baby blanket. The same method can go, you can make as many blocks as you want to determine what size blanket you want to make, okay? And then once you get the length that you want, then you'll start your decreases. And then I'll show you how to do the decreases after we get to the size that I'm going to make. I think the last baby blanket that I did, it had 20 blocks, okay? So at this point, I'm just going to continue doing my rows. And remember, you're going to, whenever you start a new block, you're going to chain up 6. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. And then on the 4th chain from there, you're going to do your double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. Ah. Okay, that's your 2nd double crochet, because this right here counts as your 1st. This is your 3rd. And then the last one in this last chain right here. And then you flip this up. And again, on this right here, on this space, you're going to slip stitch. Okay, now because this is your 2nd block, you're going to chain up 3. You're going to chain up 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And then 3 more crochets. 3 more doubles, I'm sorry. 3. Okay, so that's 2. Because you're going to have a total of 4 in each block. 4 double crochets in each block. And then slip stitch. Get some more yarn. Chain up 3. And then 3 more doubles in there. 1, 2, 3. And you'll see that after you've made several rows, it'll come second nature to you as far as how many double crochets you're going to put in each block. And these I can do while I'm watching television. I don't even have to look because I know how many I'm doing. Every now and again, I do have to look to make sure when I'm chaining up that I'm chaining up correctly the number of stitches that I need. Okay, so now we're going to do, this is 3. So now this is the 4th one that I'm going to start here, the 4th block. And again, only 3 stitches. I mean 3 chains. That's 1, 2, 3. And then you do your 3 doubles. And as with any tutorial, you do repeat what you're doing over and over again. And that's just so you'll get the rhythm of this. Okay. Okay, so that's a total of 4 right there. 4. And the last block, you're going to, again, put your hook in this space right here. And you're going to slip stitch in there. Okay, and then this will be chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that'll finish up row 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see how it goes? It starts spreading out with every row that you begin. Remember, to begin a row, you're going to chain 6. Okay, and then when you're doing your blocks, your other block, you're gonna do chain 3s. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's just do one more row. Okay, so remember, we're going to start a row. So this is chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the fourth chain from your hook, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to do your second double because this counts as your first. So this is your second double crochet. And then don't get confused with this right here because that's still considered your second. Okay, so these you have 2 chains left here. So it's, oops, here we go. And your third for a total of 4. Okay, so that's the first block of row 6. Flip it up, and then remember on the space you're going to slip stitch in that space and then chain up 3 because this is your second block from row 6, and then you do your 3 more doubles. Okay, so I'm just going to continue, and then once I reach the amount that I need, we'll come back. Okay. Okay, welcome back. I went ahead and did 23 blocks, and this is what it looks like right now. I'm holding my cell phone because I couldn't get it all while it was in on the little tripod. Okay, so this is the 23 going this way, and then 23 going up this way. Okay, now if you want it perfectly square, then what you would do is you would start doing decreases on both ends. But if you wanted your blanket to be a little bit longer, then you would just decrease on one end of the blanket and continue adding rows at the top until you get to the desired length that you want. And then you would do the decreases on both ends. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with the decreases starting on this end. Okay, and I'm going to put my phone back on the tripod and I'll be right back. One moment, please. Okay, thank you for waiting. Okay, so I'm going to start the decrease on this one end. Okay, so I'm going to just chain up 1. Now, you don't have to chain up 1. You can just go directly into doing slip stitch on the first chain right here. On the first stitch. But I did go ahead and chain up 1. And remember, you just do, come on. There we go. Slip stitch. 1, 2, and then on the final right here, make sure you go into both loops. To that final stitch, you do a slip stitch, and then into this corner here, I'm sorry, this space right here, we're going to slip stitch again. Okay, and notice I didn't chain up 3. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't chain up 6 because we're not adding another block on this end. Okay, now, and again, to start the block, do 3 chains. That's 1, 2, 3, and remember we're going to add 3 double crochets into that space. Okay, that's 1, oops, and then 2, okay, and 3. And that's a total of 4. Okay, oops, let me grab some more yarn. Let me switch my yarn over this way because it's behind the camera. So I'm going to go this way. Okay, come on, Diana, get with it. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Now, for every block thereafter, remember, you're going to, when you finish one block, you go to the next block over, and on this space right here, you're going to slip stitch in there, and then you're going to chain up 3, and that counts as your first double. And then you're going to do 3 more doubles in that same space. Oh, I didn't realize how dry my hands are, and now they're all wrinkly and crepe papery. Okay, it's been kind of dry here, but now since yesterday started to feel humid and the temperature dropped, so now it's a bit cooler. But that's Texas for you. The weather can change from one day to the next. Okay, so we've done 4 total double crochets in that space. Okay, and again, go in here to this space right here of the next block and slip stitch, chain up 3, 2, 3, and then 3 more doubles. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now what I failed to mention earlier is that even though I'm using this Red Heart Super Saver yarn, I believe that comes in 364 yards per skein. Depending on how big you make your blanket, you may use a full skein and then maybe a portion of a second skein, or you may use both. But usually for baby blankets, you really don't need more than 2. Okay, and then of course that would include if you do a border on it. And on the next one, I'll add a border to this. Okay, so now going back, we're going to again into this space. You do slip knot, and then chain up 3, and then 3 more double crochets into that same space. Okay, that makes it 2. Now your third one, which makes it a total of 4, because remember each block is going to have 4. Okay, now remember on this side here, and you'll see on here, if I straighten it out a little bit, you see how it's going to start going up on this right here. It's not going to go out, it's going to go up. Okay, and then when I get over here to this other side, I may go up maybe 2 or 3 rows, and then start the decreases on this end, and then also on this end, and it'll start to close off, and you'll have a rectangle instead of a square. But if you want a square on it, then you can go ahead and decrease on both ends, and it'll be squared. Okay, but it'll be a good size blanket either way. Okay, because remember I did 23 blocks on this one, and I'll get my tape measure in just a moment. I mean, when I'm done making this blanket, I'll go ahead and get my tape measure and measure the length and the width. Okay, so again, I'm going to do one more block for you guys, and then I'll leave you on your own to get to the end of this row, and then I'll meet you there. Okay, so let me just finish this one. Okay, so remember that's 3 chains, and then 3 more doubles in here. 1, oops, sorry, 2, and 3, and that is your 4 doubles. Okay, so remember when you start a new block, you're going to slip stitch in this space right here. Just slip stitch, and then just do chain up 3, and then your 3 more double crochets in here to make sure you have a total of 4, and you keep doing that all the way to the end, and I'll meet you there when I get there. Okay, and then we'll proceed with the next step. See you in a little bit. Okay, now I am finally at the other end, and I'm going to finish off this last block of this row. I'm just going to slip stitch in there, chain up 3, and 3 doubles. Now I thought about extending the length and doing a few more rows, and then starting the decrease on both sides. But in this case, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start decreasing both sides, just for the sake of time here. Okay, so now we're done with that. Okay, so now we're going to just chain 1. We're not going to be doing the chain 6s anymore because we're going to be decreasing. Okay, and just flip that over. Okay, and again we're going to do slip stitches into these first 3 stitches. Okay, I should say at the top of the double crochets. That's 2 and 3, and making sure I grab both loops. Okay, that brings you here. So we'll slip stitch there. Okay, now we're going to just chain 3 because we're not adding any more blocks. We're just closing it now. Okay, and come over. Oops, sorry, I almost made a boo-boo there. Mistakes do happen. I've done where I come over here and I start doing the blocks and then it looks kind of weird, and then I think, uh-oh, I forgot, so I had to frog it back just to right here. Okay, and do the 3 doubles in here. I've got to get me some lotion. I mean, we have some lotion, but it doesn't do much for me. I need to get some of the kind that has that aloe vera and vitamin E and all that good stuff that really moisturizes and softens, so my fingers and my hands won't look so crepey. I mean, I am old, of course, it comes with age, but you know, it doesn't look too good when you're doing filming like this. Okay, and I'm just going to continue doing this. Excuse me. And as I stated, this has 23 blocks, so it's going to be squared. It's not going to be a rectangle. And like I said, all you need to do again is just continue to make blocks on one side and then decreasing on the other side, and that'll extend it, and then it'll lengthen the blanket. The width would stay the same, it's just the length would increase. And then once you get the length that you want, then you start doing your decreases on both sides, which is what we did right here. See, now it's going to start going up this way on both sides. And don't worry about the gaps here. They will fill in as you go on their own. Okay. Okay. And so we've done this quite a bit, so by now you should already have it down to where you know where to do your slip stitches and where to do your doubles. Okay, without me having to repeat over and over again. But of course, you know, if you find yourself to where you need to go back and refresh, you can just rewind and go back to the part where, you know, I explain each step. Okay, so right here I'm just going to go a little bit faster. And you know, this is such an easy way to do a real quick blanket or scarf. Oops. No, I'm starting to do, see what I mean? These things do happen. You know, you can make your scarves, you can do pot holders, but I would recommend if you do pot holders, use cotton, 100% cotton. Don't use the acrylic because it will melt and it will burn. Okay. Now, I did use the Red Heart Super Saver with this, but to make this baby blanket. But again, you can use the softer yarns like the Caron Cakes. I think the Caron Cakes, the bigger size ones, you may only need one Caron Cake to finish a whole blanket, and then just a tiny bit of maybe a different color to do a different color border to contrast. And there are several different patterns for borders on corner to corner or C2C blankets or scarves. You can go back and search those, just put on their border for C2C and then either blanket or scarf. And there's tons of them out there. And you can use either one. Yep. There we go. Okay, I've got 3 there. Okay, so I'll do it. And then changing the color it's very easy on these. And then as you know, you get more comfortable doing these, you can use graphs if you're able to use graphs to make like little characters in the center or even letters. I've tried doing that, but you have to do. I carry my yarn over, and that takes a lot of yarn. Oops, get that out the way. You know, it does take a lot of yarn, more yarn, when you carry your, you know, your yarn here when you're changing your colors. It doesn't look bad either when you do that, but it just takes a lot of yarn as opposed to, you know, just doing what it tells you on either on a pattern or on a graph, and then you cut your yarn, and then you join the yarn, you cut your yarn and join the yarn to get the pattern that you want. It's kind of like in mosaic. Mosaic, I'm learning a lot on mosaic. Katrina does beautiful jobs on her mosaics, and Liz from Liz Crochet and More. She has a pattern or a tutorial on how to do her mosaic. I think she did a couple of Halloween ones. I love that Halloween blanket that she made. I think that was for her son. And then she had a little squared that she showed you how to do the word boo in the center using mosaic. Now that I would have to practice on that a little bit more before I get comfortable in doing these. I wouldn't do a tutorial. I would just, you know, maybe do a small video to show what I did. Okay. Now again, you can use any weight of yarn. You just have to choose the recommended size crochet hook, or you can go up one. Like this one, I believe, I think, yeah, on Super Hard, Red Heart, for these, they normally call for maybe a 5.5. But I like to use a bigger size yarn, a bigger size hook, so I'm using the 6, which is a J hook. And I don't even remember where I got this. I mean, I have the regular boy, is it boy or boyer? Boy yarns, which is just the aluminum. But these I like because of the handle. Okay. And, but you can use whatever hook that you're more comfortable with. Now this yarn, when you do these blankets with the Red Heart, it is washable, machine washable, and that's what I do like about it. And you can even put it in the dryer, it won't shrink. If it does, it'll be very, very minimal amount of shrinkage. I have yet to have one that'll shrink. Okay, and yeah, I'm just babbling on here while I do this. And this is very relaxing. I was watching a movie earlier while I was working on getting all my blocks in. And so, you know, I can, like I said, I can watch a movie and just do this, and every now and again look down to make sure that I'm putting it in the right space here and not going down, you know, 2 or 3 or whatever. But you can pretty much, you know, tell because when you get right here, you can just put your 2 fingers right there while you're doing your doubles in here, and then, you know, you count as you go or look down to make sure you have your 4, and then go to the next block. And you know, of course you have to slip stitch and then your chains. Oh, come on. There we go. And sometimes when I'm doing this, even looking at it while I'm making it, my mind wanders, and, you know, as far as, you know, planning ahead what I want to do next, or if there's anything else that I need to do, you know, for example, you know, what to make for lunch or for dinner, which, you know, I already finished getting, what do you call when it's in between? I know when it's between breakfast and lunch, it's brunch. So what would you call it? It kind of tangled on me, so I'm untangling it. What would you call it if it was between lunch and dinner? I've thought about it, and I can't come up with a name for that. So, but I just made some it's a Mexican dish, which is sopa fideo, which is a vermicelli, kind of like soup. And then I made what we call picadillo, which is ground meat with diced potatoes. And of course, you put your seasoning and stuff in it, and it tastes pretty good. And of course, I made a fresh pot of beans last night. So we have some fresh beans. I can do some refried beans with it. And then I made some flour tortillas. I couldn't think of the name. I wouldn't mind doing, you know, like cooking shows, but my kitchen is, well, actually my mother-in-law's kitchen, because we're staying with my mother-in-law. Her kitchen is very, very small and not enough counter space, and so it wouldn't be a convenient thing to do as far as, you know, cooking. And a lot of upgrades need to be done to the kitchen. My father-in-law, God rest his soul, he started updating, you know, remodeling. But he got sick and then passed away before he could finish. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. But right now the funds are just way too low to be able to do any type of upgrading or remodeling anything. My husband does what he can because he's a jack of all trades. He can basically do anything, you know, not crochet, as far as, you know, mechanic work, electricity, plumbing, which is good to have, you know, because he knows how to do all that. So anytime anything goes wrong, you know, I'll tell him, oh, by the way, you know, if you don't mind, when you get a chance, take a look at this and see if you can get it going again or fix it. And he'll start right away. I said, I didn't mean for you to do it right now. He goes, well, I might as well do it now that I'm right here. So once he gets started on something, he doesn't stop until it's done. Unless it gets too late or if he needs to go get a tool or whatever. But for the most part, he's got everything here. So usually his friends that know him already, you know, from years and years and years back, they know what he can do. So they'll call him, and mainly mechanical work. They say, hey, can you come and help me with this? I need this part or that part, or I don't know how to do this, or I need help with it. So he'll go in and help them. Any type of mechanic. And he does help too, as far as, you know, carpentry, roofing. They do a lot of roofing. I don't like when they do roofing in the middle of summer because, oh gosh, it gets way too hot here in Texas when we get 100+ weather. And I worry for him for being out there, especially when they do metal roofs. This house here has a metal roof on it. And when it rains, it sounds like it's hailing. And when it's hailing, it sounds like it's, you know, we're being attacked because it just sounds so loud. And also sometimes it interferes with the signals for, you know, like on my cell phone or if we're on the Wi-Fi. Oh. Okay, sorry, my daughter had a question, so I had to pause it real quick. And let's see. Why do I keep getting this tangled up? I guess because I'm using this huge ball of yarn. And so I took out a bunch so I wouldn't have to be pulling at it. And so when you do that, sometimes it tangles up on you. Okay, so I have 3, so I need 1 more to go. You know, I am looking forward to it, the spring weather. Right now we're kind of like in between, where one day we'll be in the 80s and super duper windy, and the next day we'll go back down to the 60s, and then at night it gets into the 40s. Yesterday I think the highest it got was like maybe 69, and today we're supposed to get to the mid 70s, but not for long, because then it'll go back down again tonight. But it's not super cold like it normally gets in the wintertime. Okay. Oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost here. Okay. It doesn't take very much time to do, even though I have excuse me, I have 23 blocks. I've been doing this for what now, 16 minutes, and I'm almost at the end of that row. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Let's see, where am I? Okay. Oh, and also, I was going to say that this right here, this is a mouse pad that Crafty Grandma Jeannie, she had made for me, but that was before I added and crafts, meaning Daigo Crochet and crafts. So I want to incorporate it somehow in my logo. I started putting and crafts right here, or maybe down here, or maybe down here. I don't know. Or maybe I just might get a whole new logo. I don't know. I happen to like this though, so I might just do and crafts down here. I don't know. I'm just pondering that still. Okay. And also she made me a t-shirt with that same logo on it. And Hyla from H. Cooper Crafty Bug, she made me these awesome dog tags with my logo on it. I have it here somewhere. I can grab it here in a little bit. I absolutely love it. Oh, actually, I did a video on it, showing that the dog tags that she made. I absolutely love them. And what I want to do is, which I haven't, is I want to go get me a chain, a necklace. Is that 2? Yeah, that's 2. So I can start wearing it. But that one also has Daigo Crochet, which is fine because it'll still work. I'm not sure if maybe she can incorporate and crafts. If I make the logo to incorporate it, then I can just send it to her, and then she can maybe make me another dog tag or 2 or 3. Now, I believe she does take orders for them. If you go to H. Cooper Crafty Bug, I'm not sure. I think she has her email in her about page, or maybe in her videos. Oh, I'll pull out some more yarn. Okay. That's 2, 3. Oopsie. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1 more. Okay, now I'm at the end here. So again, we're just going to slip stitch. And again, it's up to you if you want to chain 1 or just turn your work and then start your slip stitches. So I'm just going to go ahead and chain 1 because that's what I started to do, so I need to continue with that. Okay. And come on. Ah, it's going to split on me. There we go. But that's okay. Okay, that's 2. And that's 3. And also Hyla from H. Cooper Crafty Bug. She gifted me, which was a total surprise. She gifted me a ring light, which I am using it right now. It's in front of me. And I'm using my tabletop tripod that also was gifted to me because I couldn't figure out whether or not the ring light would actually, you know, fold down to where, because it does have the little attachment for me to put the my cell phone in the center, but I have to go back and read the instructions to see if I can have it, you know, fold down to where the light is actually from the top, not straight coming at me, but you know, it's okay. My son also gifted me a tabletop ring light set, which I may be able to use that for the lighting. So I'll have Hyla's facing me, and the one that my son gifted me, my son and daughter-in-law, have that be facing down so I can get a little better lighting. I have a smaller one that my niece and nephew also gifted me, but that one you have to be really close. I mean, it has to be really close. So that's more like for reading at nighttime, and I like it too because it clamps on to the side of the table. Okay, now what I'm going to do is see how it's now squared up. I mean, it's squared up right here, and it's going to square up at the top. Let me fold this over so you can see. See, it's squaring up. Once I get to this part over here, then I'll just go ahead and do the decrease, meaning the where I won't add any more. It's just gonna continue to go this way. You'll see what I mean. But right now, let me get the bottom of it. See how this is going upward? And then when I get over here, it's gonna start going this way. Okay, oopsie, I'm about to lose my camera. There we go. Okay, and now, okay, that was this part right here. And when you do your border, you can hide this tail here. That was from your beginning chain. And then over here, see, it's squaring up. So now we're going to be going like this to close it up, and then it'll be a square. Oh goodness, you don't want my hair in there. Come on. I guess all of us crocheters go through that too, to where we sometimes crochet our hair into our project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue doing this until I get to the end where I'm about to close it up so you can see the full blanket, and then I'll come back and do the measurements so I can tell you how big and, you know, lengthwise and the height, the width and the height, and then maybe I can do a border. I just don't want to make this too long. Okay, guys, thank you for your patience, and I know I have a long way to go before I perfect doing these, but we'll get there. Okay, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I am finally at the end here where I'm going to finish off these last blocks. Okay, so let's see. Just going to slip stitch in here. Okay, as you can see, it, you know, these are the last ones I need to fill in, and then it'll be all done. It's a square blanket. Okay, so let's put the 3 doubles in here. Two, and 3. Oops. 3. For a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just making sure. Okay, slip stitch into this one. And then 3 more in here. I don't think I'm going to do a border here on this premiere, but I may go ahead and just do a regular video and then upload it. I'm not sure yet. Okay, let's just do this here. Okay, we're not going to add another block, so we're going to flip this up. Yay, we're almost done. Okay, remember into these 3, we're going to slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're about to make our final block to complete this blanket. It's amazing what you can do with the C2C. Oops, sorry. Okay, now we just connect this here. Slip stitch. Chain 1. And then you just cut that. Just leave a little tail so you can weave it in. Secure that. And ta-da! We have finished blanket. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. The starting point. This was the starting point. All the way down. Then up. Look at this, guys. Oops. See? Look how big that is for a baby blanket. And then it'll get a little bit bigger once you do the border, depending on how wide you do the border. Okay, so again, you can choose any border or no border at all, or you can just do a single crochet evenly all the way around. You can do maybe 2 or 3 rows of single crochets, or 2 or 3 rows of double crochets even. You can do a front post, back post double crochets. That will look really, really pretty. You can do the maybe a round of single and then maybe a round of picots. And if you don't know what picots are, it's P-I-C-O-T, picot stitch. Those look really, really pretty. That leaves these cute little peaks all the way around. You can search for that on YouTube. Maybe at a later time I can do another tutorial on that. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and allowing me to do this with you guys. I really do appreciate you guys coming in and supporting my channel. Hope you like this. And if not, that's okay. There's other tutorials out there that are much more professional than mine. I haven't done very many. This is my second tutorial, but my first premiere. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully I'll be able to do more of these and get better as I go. Okay. Okay, so for now I'll go ahead and say goodbye. Thank you again, everybody, for being here and for watching me do this, and hopefully you will be able to do yours as well. And if you do, go ahead and upload a picture or maybe a video and show us, even if you just do a small little pot holder, or maybe just a smaller little blanket, because you can make a small little square for a little baby doll bed or cradle. I've done those miniature baby dolls with a cradle, and I kid you not, they were about this big with the baby inside. I might do another one of those. That was when I first started crocheting, that I did a few of those for my coworkers before I retired. But I never thought to do any videos. That was way before YouTube. Before I got on YouTube. But maybe now that I'm talking about it, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that and show you guys what those look like. Okay, so hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll see you guys soon. Okay, thank you. You guys take care. Stay safe. Bye.